Welcome to a grey and rainy Milan, and it's November, hence the grey raininess, and we're in Milan, hence the Milan. So that can only mean one thing, which is we're going to the Fiera di Milano for the Exposizione Internazionale di Motociclisto. It's the EICMA show, EICMA show, and it's where you see all the new bikes for next year. So we've got lots of all the brand new models for 2020 are on show at a big hall, which is where we're going to go. So we're going to kick the hire car into high boost and get there toot sweet and show you what's going on. One of the main points of coming to a show is also to get the first seat on bikes like this. This is the 2020 Honda Fireblade, and they've properly cranked the numbers up for this year. They've gone all out in terms of engine performance and given it a chassis to match. The inline 4 engine, there's no V4 or V5 any of that kind of stuff, but they've given it a massive bore, 81mm bore, which is the same size as you get on MotoGP bikes and Ducati's V4R. And that gives them the potential to get masses of peak horsepower. And they've got quite a bold claim for the peak power, 215 horsepower just about from this 999cc engine. Can't wait to get a proper ride on it. Honda's brought along a section, a sort of cutaway version of the new Fireblade engine. So you can see the titanium con rods and the super sort of minimalist aluminium pistons. And up the top you can see the cams have got that black DLC coating which they borrowed off the RC213V. So it's impressive stuff. The Tracer 700 has been quite an important bike for Yamaha over the past few years. It's basically the MT-07's a parallel twin engine and a kind of light adventure treatment. There's the Tracer 900 as well, both really good sort of practical everyday bikes. And for 2020 Yamaha's given the Tracer 700 a little bit of an update, nothing too extensive or in-depth, it's got a different look, it's got a really sort of sweet new dual LED headlight front fairing, some tweaks to the engine, tweaks. I think probably mostly for emissions and rideability and stuff like that. It's still going to be a cracking bike, it's going to sell by shed loads and pack it up with some accessories, off you go, take the missus around the world, you can't go wrong. She thinks so too. Another big chunk of news from Yamaha here at EICMA is this, which is the T-Max 560. Now I know that the T-Max is the favourite of horrible bike thieves in London, so we don't want to say too much about them at the moment. But for 2020 we've got a new Euro 5 engine, more capacity, 3.5% more power, 47.5 horsepower, so up there. So it's going to be even faster, even cleaner, even sharper. And I think it's got some extra anti-theft security stuff on there as well to stop those bad men. Normally you sit at the front of a motorbike for a nice video program piece like this, but we're at the back of this one because it's the MV Agusta Brutale Rush. It's like a special edition of the Brutale 1000, and the designer Adrian Morton, he's gone to town on it. He's given it a really mad, crazy, extreme style and overhaul. We've got this at the back here, which is a carbon fibre aerodynamic cover for the rear wheel. The way they've had it in race bikes before, but this is the first time on a street bike. We've got this SC Projects exhaust, which is really nice, double shotgun exhaust, and we've got this really abbreviated rear end unit, and it's supposed to evoke the craziness, the emotion, the adrenaline rush of the drag strip, and with 208 horsepower, there's not going to be a shortage of adrenaline with it, I don't think. It's not the first time this bike's been on show from Kawasaki. They released it a couple of weeks ago at the Tokyo Motor Show, but this is the first chance we've had in Europe to see the H2Z, which is their supercharged naked bike. So looks, I mean, you can see it's the roots are very much from the H2 superbikes. So you've got the 1000cc supercharged engine, you've got the sort of steel trellis frame in red instead of green. It's got 200 horsepower, which is pretty good, isn't it? I'm not 100% convinced about the style, and it looks a bit big and heavy from the front, I think, and it's been a bit controversial in some sectors. But we're going to find out how it goes when we go on the launch next year, hopefully. There's lots of interesting little nibs and bits and pieces when you come to the show like this. It's the new cubic wave disc from Galfer Brakes. Galfer were the first to come out with this sort of wave brake disc years ago, and this is a new, sort of very extreme version of the sort of wave brake disc.